When I was a kid, I enjoyed reading Greek mythology, but there was one thing I never got a handle on. What exactly is a god? What makes an individual one? Is it their powers, immortality, genetics, fashion? To this day, I don't have a solid answer. See, as a Christian, my view is any being worthy of the title God is going to be beyond my mortal comprehension. The Greek deities were driven by greed, ambition, jealousy, selfishness. Basically, the people created deities in their own image and with all the flaws that mortals have. Some of those flaws are on full display today.
Take the controls, Robin. I'm going to try an old trick that never fails. Now to unplug his turbo igniter.
My engine, it's dead!
If you're nice, I might call a space tow truck for you.
The attackers are called the Voltons. They're empire builders. These guys don't want to be empire built. The Super Friends drive the Voltons away, and all is well.
Another disaster is about to take place on the distant planet Koltos, resting place of the immortal gods and the favorite hideaway of Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty.
The ground is about to open and gobble up Aphrodite's temple. Can't have that. Fortunately, she sent a telepathic message to Wonder Woman. That is not what we mean when we say you reap what you sow.
Oh no, the temple's about to collapse. I've got to use all my strength.
You know, when Samson did that with a couple of pillars, it had the opposite effect.
We came as soon as we could, Wonder Woman. The Voltons have retreated and the space city of Altanar is safe.
I observed your battle from Mount Olympus, Super Friends. I have never seen a finer display of strength and courage. You should be proud of your ability.
Proud of their ability? Huh! Aphrodite is filled with idle praises for her foolish admirers. I, Hera, will show her how incapable her mortal super friends are.
She's just angry because somebody secretly swapped her lipstick for Harold's purple crayon. She sends a giant centaur with kryptonite shoes to harass them. I think we can all make our own jokes about that.
What right have you to threaten those who are in my presence?
The same right you have to throw senseless praise at any mortal who passes by.
Why does she care? Aphrodite accused her of being jealous and she denied it. However, if we look at the mythology, we never really see Hera doing anything but being jealous. She's perpetually angry about Zeus's constant infidelity, but she always punishes the woman for existing instead of punishing him for seducing someone. After watching this episode through to the end, I think I understand something about Hera now. She has way too much time on her hands.
Your super friends don't look very super anymore.
Only you, Hera, could bring anger to the goddess of love.
I will not have such a quarrel on Mount Olympus.
If you two are going to fight, you're going to do it right. Kicking, scratching, hair pulling, get with the program. No, instead, he'll drag the Super Friends away from everything else that they have to do and put them to the test. Because dealing with a bug up Hera's butt is the most important thing, you understand.
Those mortals will face 4 tasks of danger that only the greatest could survive. We'll see if the Super Friends deserve Aphrodite's praise.
What difference does it make to him or anybody else in the universe if she wants to say nice things about somebody? Suddenly, Aquaman is in a boat looking for the Golden Fleece. Wonder Woman has to get Medusa's necklace. Superman has to navigate the labyrinth and find the Minotaur. And Batman and Robin have to figure out the riddle of the Sphinx. That one should be easy. The riddle is, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? The answer is a human. We begin by crawling, move to walking upright, and in old age we often have to use a cane as a 3rd leg. We've known that one for centuries, so they should be able to complete their task right now. Just tell him the answer.
This test is unnecessary, Zeus. I've already proved my strength and ability as a member of the Super Friends.
You may have proved it to the world of mortals, Superman, but not to the gods.
So he's saying the gods are a little slow. They have a hard time understanding some things that are right in front of their faces.
I'm approaching land. According to the map, I've got to go through those straits to get to Cartania.
If I don't warn Aquaman of the terrible danger he's about to face, he won't have a chance to survive.
That could be a problem for his plans. Fortunately, there's a pod of porpoises nearby, and he knows how to talk to them.
Instantly, Aquaman commands a group of porpoises to speed through the deadly straits.
I've only got seconds to get through while the rocks are recoiling. Thanks.
Look at that. Even the cliffs are clapping for him. Wonder Woman has reached Medusa's temple. She's hoping to slip in while the creature is sleeping.
You'll have to deal with me first, Wonder Woman.
Great Hera, a stone gladiator. This big stiff should be no problem for the champion of Paradise Island.
Or not. Try again, but make the loop bigger than his shield this time.
Now it's my turn, Wonder Woman.
Never mind. The twins and Gleek are watching all this.
Your end has finally come, Amazon.
Jupiter's Wonder Woman's in a super fix.
And that calls for some quick Exor assistance. Wonder Twin powers, activate!
Do the rules allow them to step in? I guess so, because Zeus isn't stopping them.
Hurry, Zan! We've got to get to Wonder Woman!
There she is now.
What was Wonder Woman doing the last time you saw her? I'll give you a hint. She wasn't standing there admiring the stars.
Wonder Woman!
I'm afraid you are mistaken. I am Medusa.
Medusa!
We're turning to stone.
They were about as effective as we figured they'd be.
Exactly. And the two of you will make beautiful additions to my statue garden for eternity.
What happened to the giant gladiator, I hear you ask? His contract allows for a smoke break every hour. Batman and Robin are facing the Sphinx and his riddle.
What is it that builds up castles and tears down mountains, makes some men blind and helps others to see?
That's a famous riddle, but it's not the riddle of the Sphinx. It dates to somewhere in medieval Europe and was fairly common in the 1500s. I hope the Sphinx paid a copyright royalty for using it.
Holy mindbenders, Batman! If we don't figure it out, we're finished.
That's very true. But don't feel bad if you can. No one ever has.
The answer is sand. Batman will come up with it eventually. Superman is using his hearing to locate the Minotaur.
Why, I've never seen anything like it. It looks like a small sun. But there's no time to waste. I've got to find the Minotaur. Great Scott! I'm being attacked by my own shadow.
You've heard of people who are afraid of their own shadow. One time in the history of humanity, one guy has a good reason. How do you defeat a shadow? I thought the answer was obvious, but we do have runtime to fill.
There it is! The golden fleece! Looks like I've accomplished my task.
That's what you think.
Great Neptune! The golden fleece is defended by an invisible man.
If it's David McCallum, see if you can get me an autograph.
That's right. So you can forget about ever touching it.
I can't see where to fight back.
That shouldn't matter. You won't be fighting back much longer.
Those oranges are actually balls of pollen, and in big enough quantities, pollen is visible.
Now I can see what I'm fighting.
Invisible or not, I'm going to destroy you!
Looks like he'll be hanging around for a while.
And in big enough quantities, orange pollen turns blue. That was stupid easy. With his task completed, Zeus poofs him back to Olympus.
Gleek, you're just the one I need to help me. You go into the temple and distract Medusa. Whatever you do, don't look her in the face or you'll turn into a simian statue. I'll come in from the rear and sneak up behind Medusa. Come on.
I'm not sure how getting the necklace will restore the Wonder Twins, but first things first.
What's going on? Get down from there or I'll turn you to stone.
I'll fix that clever Amazon.
So you thought you could sneak up on Medusa so easily?
Where's Zeus? We mortals have a word for what Hera did. Cheating. But Wonder Woman isn't finished yet. Remember how Perseus defeated her?
It looks like you've lost your challenge, Wonder Woman. Wrong, Medusa. It looks like you've lost your necklace. Look at me. Look at me and turn to stone. This should take care of her. No!
Okay, Perseus didn't have the magic lasso, but the mirror thing is what I meant. He used his mirrored shield to protect himself from her until he got close enough to cut off her head. Seems like an extreme way to get her necklace, but I didn't write the story. Wonder Woman goes poof.
Only one thing builds up castles and tears down mountains, makes some men blind and helps others to see. It's sand. A child uses it to build sand castles, and the wind causes it to erode mountains.
Of course, Batman. In a desert storm, it's blinding. And heated to make glass, it helps people to see.
The Sphinx is a gracious loser.
Wow! It's impossible! No one's ever figured out my riddle! And you won't live to tell otherwise!
What? That is him being a gracious loser.
Quick, Robin. Turn on your bat boot jets to full power.
Okay, if they can fly like Iron Man, why don't they do it more often?
No one's ever figured out my riddle! No one!
Yeah, you said that. That just leaves Superman singing Me and My Shadow.
It worked. My super cape snuffed it out. And without light, there can't be any shadows. Now to find the Minotaur.
Once he doesn't have to deal with the most ridiculous thing he ever saw, that's a cinch.
Come on, Minotaur. Try to get me. All right, Minotaur. It's time we wrapped up this little bullfight. That should teach you not to mess with Super Matador.
They all passed their tests despite Hera's cheating. The twins have been restored and Zeus is satisfied.
I'm sorry you had to go through such trials, but you have all proved yourselves once again.
I'll show them how fallible they are. We'll see how well you do against an even bigger earthquake than before.
I think Olympus has an epidemic of sore loseritis.
That's it, super mortals. Run like mice! Help!
She's vulnerable when she's in human form like this, but Wonder Woman to the rescue. It's not hard to fish her out from where she's desperately hanging on.
So, it was you, Hera, who started the first earthquake.
Yes, I thought that I could lure your super friends here and prove that they were unworthy.
It is you who have been unworthy, Hera. You have all shown great courage. You are truly super friends.
I think we can go home now.
And which way is that? They're not even sure where they are. We don't know what he did with Hera, but my suggestion would be get her a hobby. She doesn't have enough to do. We've had some terrific episodes, and we've had some that were terrible, and all manner of in between. I think this is the first time I've come across one that is completely, totally unnecessary. There's no point to it. The whole purpose is to shoot down Hera's ego. Why do the Super Friends care about that? They have better things to do. How many disasters happened while they were tied up with this? Again, that's my big problem with the Greek deities, and later the Roman ones based on them. They're nothing but fickle, fallible people with a few extra features. Well, you know something? So are the Super Friends. Zeus recognized this and gave them an open invitation to Olympus anytime they were having a party. The trouble was, every time they showed up, the party devolved into Hera and Diana sniping at each other. When Zeus rescinded the invitation, everybody involved agreed that that was the best thing he had done all day. After watching this episode, good grief, episode through,